All right, we are back. We are live, if the internets are to be believed, and we are ready to go. Hi, guys. I am Levi. I am the Nerd Butler, and you are in the Nerd Cave. I am going to take a couple of video sessions to walk you guys through one of my favorite tools for a whole bunch of things, and that is Trello. You can find it at Trello.com. Today, we're going to start with just the basics, getting you going, and we're going to walk through some basic vocabulary, how to get started, and what kinds of things you might use Trello for. Here we go. All right, so Trello, if you have heard of it before, you've probably heard it used in a lot of different ways. It is sort of a do-everything Swiss Army knife of a tool, and it's really valuable whether you're at work in a small organization, a large organization, if you're at home, if you got some roommates, some family members, anybody you need to coordinate information with and keep track of something, Trello can be used for. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to the screen where we will see the beginnings of our Trello adventure. If you haven't used Trello before, I'm going to go through just the basics today, the vocabulary, the words that we use to talk about different pieces of the system. In future videos, I'm going to talk about some specific use cases for Trello and also how you can just get a little bit more out of it, tips and tricks kind of thing. So the first thing I want to show you is over here on the left, we see boards, templates, home. We're going to worry about these later. When you get started, I want you to think about two things. The highest level of organization within Trello is called teams. And you see right here is a list of teams. I got a bunch of different ones, some for the wife and I, some different brands that we have going on that we use Trello to track. I created a team just for the Nerd Butler demo stuff that we're going to be doing. And in case any of you are watching and you want to get in here and muck around and see what I did, the Nerd Butler demo board is in fact a public board. So if you copy this URL right here, trello.com/nerdbutlerdemo/home, you should end up in generally the same place and be able to do the same things on the same boards that I'm doing. I'm interested to see if anybody takes me up on that. Within the team, we can have multiple items called boards. You can see I have a getting started board right here, and you can create a new board just by clicking there. There's lots of different ways to create a new board, which we'll talk about going in the future. But once you've created your team and you've created your first board, I'm going to go ahead and click into that. And this is where you're going to spend the vast majority of your time in Trello, is in a screen that looks a lot like this. Now, what we have here is just a big empty space at the moment. I want you to imagine that this is a big whiteboard on a wall, or it's a big bulletin board, or something like that. This is a just blank slate for you to start organizing and tracking whatever it is you need to do. So we have our team, highest level. Inside the team is multiple boards. Currently, we're looking at a board. This board is called Getting Started, and you can see right there, Getting Started. If I want to change the name of that, I can just by clicking on it and changing it to Trello, the Basics. And I just type in a new name, hit enter, and there we go. We've renamed it. So within Trello, within your board, now we're going to go down to the next level of organization, which is a list. And a list, I think we all know what that word means. We've used it before. We have a pretty good sense. So the easiest thing to do with Trello is your to-do list, right? So in a to-do list kind of world, we actually have three things we might do with this. One list is going to be called to do. These are things that I need to do. Another list is going to be called doing. And the third list is going to be called done. So now we've created three lists, right? You with me so far? I'm sure you are. Thank you. So let me drag this guy over to the side where I can see it. Sorry, just getting a little organized here. There we go. All right, so we have our three lists. And the next thing we want to do is create the basic unit of information within Trello, which is a card. So teams, boards, lists, and at the bottom of this is cards. Cards are where the details are about whatever it is you're doing. In our to-do list case, a card is going to be a task to be accomplished. So I'm going to say grocery shopping. There's a card. Good. What else do I have to do today? Pick up dry cleaning. Pick up the dry cleaning. I also need to cook dinner, and I need to fold the laundry. I'm having a pretty exciting day. This is a very domestic time for me. So I need to grocery shop. I need to pick up dry cleaning. I need to cook dinner. I need to fold laundry. These are each cards. A card is a single unit of information. Now, for something like grocery shopping, there's actually some more detail we need, and that is, what are the things I'm supposed to be getting from the grocery store? The really nice thing about cards in Trello is that when you open them up, you can put all kinds of information on them. And we're going to go through all of these eventually. But to start with, I just want to go over the ones you're going to use the most probably. So we have the title of our card, which we created when we made the card. Here's a description. And you could write your grocery list right here, but we're going to not do that just yet. All this is going to say is Whole Foods and Kroger's, because there's something at Kroger's that I can't get at Whole Foods. There's some things at Whole Foods I can't get at Kroger's. We're very picky. I have to go to both places, right? So I'm just making a note to myself in the description, Whole Foods and Kroger's on this shopping trip. All right, that's great. But for a grocery list, what you really need is an actual list where you can cross things off of it, items that you're going to pick up at the store. For that, we have a handy little checklist button here. So this checklist I'm going to call Whole Foods. There we go. So you can see I've added this Whole Foods checklist to my card, and I only need a couple things. Brussels sprouts. I know y'all love Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. You cook them down in some duck fat or bacon fat. It's excellent. So Brussels sprouts. We also need some half and half, and I need, I've forgotten what else I need. I need some, I got a sweet tooth, chocolate covered almonds. All right, so those are the three things I need from Whole Foods, and that's great, and that would be okay, except I actually also need to go to Kroger's, and Kroger's has a list of things that I can only get at Kroger's. So how am I going to handle that? Well, I can add a second checklist, and this one is going to be called Kroger's. Now, I could copy items from my Whole Foods shopping list, my Whole Foods checklist, but that doesn't make a lot of sense because I need different things there. We'll talk more about what use that copy items is in a later session. But from Kroger's, now if you can see, I've made a second checklist here. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see my hand. I've made a second checklist here for Kroger's. And from Kroger's, what I really need is some of the good bagels. I also need Diet Coke, and I need some toilet paper. They just don't have the toilet paper I want at Whole Foods, so I'm going to get it from Kroger's. Toilet paper. All right, so now I have two checklists, one for each store, and all of this grocery shopping is here for me to do. When I am ready to start my grocery shopping, whether that's when I hop in the car, when I get to the first place, and I want to remind myself what I'm actually working on at the moment, I can drag, let's do that again so you can see, I'm going to drag that item over into the doing column. Now remember, I created the names of my lists. I created the names of my cards. This is all completely up to me, and we're going to talk about the best way to plan out your Trello board for different purposes. But this is the most basic method for using Trello. To do, doing, done, great. Very simple, very easy. I'm going to drag the cards left to right. And while I'm walking through the store, I've got this open. The app on my phone is great. The Trello app on your phone will do almost everything that the desktop version will do. And you can create cards, check things off of lists, move things around on the board. And so as I'm going through Whole Foods, I'm checking these off. And you can see it even gives me a percentage bar. I'm 2/3 of the way done. Oh, I've gotten everything I need from Whole Foods. I can hide those if I want, but I'm going to leave them there for now. Down at Kroger's, I drive from Whole Foods across the street to Kroger's. I pick up my bagels. I pick up my soda. I pick up my toilet paper. I am 100% done. And you can see I got a nice little green box here that says 6 out of 6 items on my list are checked off. That means I am done. And I drag it over there. When I finish my grocery shopping, I'm actually going to stop at the dry cleaners next because I know it's on my way. This is, in a nutshell, the fastest way to get up and running with Trello. I want you to remember 4 words: team, board, list, and card. And that is from the top level of organization within Trello, moving your way down to the most amount of detail. So you can organize your day very quickly and easily with Trello. And this is a very simple example of how to do that. When I come back with the next video, we're also going to talk about all the variety of things that you can do with Trello. Everything from planning a wedding to organizing your daily work life to organizing a family reunion or any other kind of event. A great place to store information that's important to you that you need to get to, and also a great space for collaboration on a variety of levels. So whatever it is you have in your life that maybe you and a few other people or you and a bunch of other people need to actually work on together, Trello is a pretty good place to make the hub of that collaboration. And we will talk more about that in the future. I have been yammering on without taking a breath for about 10 minutes now, so I'm going to wrap this up. I want you guys to remember Trello.com. That's where you're going to go to sign up for a free account, and we will talk about that a little more in the future too. But the free version of Trello is super spectacular, very easy to use, has all of the features you're going to need to get started. There is a paid version for primarily business users. And at the very end of this series, we'll talk about what the advantages and disadvantages of that are. But you can get started for free. They're a great company. They have a great tool, and they keep expanding its capabilities. So remember, team, board, list, and card. Those are the 4 words we're going to use as we move forward on our journey with Trello. Guys, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you give Trello a try. I hope you leave a comment on this video with questions you might have or ideas you might have about how to use it. I would love to answer your specific needs and wants out of Trello in the next couple of videos. If you have them, let me know, and I will be back in a couple of days with another video to expand on what we've talked about, take that vocabulary that we built up today and turn it into something truly useful for a project a little more complicated than just getting our grocery shopping done. Everybody have a great day. I will talk to you again soon. My name is Levi. You can find me in a couple of places at Nerd Butler on social media. You can email me, levi@nerdbutler.com. You can check out nerdbutler.com for more information about me as well. And I will talk to you all again soon. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you again later.